She said the biggest key for her team, let the defense take over. This is a Wake Forest team, she says, that they're not going to make the highlight play. They're not going to serve you out of the gym. This Demon Deacons squad, 78 digs last match against Duke for the second straight match. In that last meeting against Virginia, they hit a robust 358. However, they've struggled to build off of that. They've lost 3 of their last 4. In the process, they haven't hit over 230 since. Meanwhile, for Virginia, Shannon Wells says this team needs to find its offensive rhythm. They did drop 6 consecutive ACC matches to begin conference play, but since then, they've won 5 of 9 and are 3-3 in their last 6. However, the last time they met the Demon Deacons in Reynolds Gymnasium, 11 receiving errors. They've had 18 games this season with 5 or more receiving errors, including 3 times in their last 4 contests. Graduate senior Gabby Easton, the Ole Miss transfer, will serve to get things underway on this Sunday afternoon between Wake Forest and Virginia. Cavaliers able to capitalize off an early free ball, and that's a good start for this Virginia team. They hit 103 in the opening set back in October. Starting off on the front foot early. Here's Easton again. A good serve from Easton and a service ace. Her 22nd of the season. The last time it was Wake Forest using the service line to their advantage. 11 service aces for the Demon Deacons. Velasquez sets it up, and here's Matthews. Floors that for the kill. A quick 3-0 scoring burst for Virginia right out of the gates. This Cavaliers team coming off a win against their in-state rivals Virginia Tech, and a nice find over there on that far pin finds Paige Crawford. The freshman from Texas able to quell the 3-0 run. Immediately, Willock will exit, and back behind the service line goes Megan Merrill, the junior from Copley, Ohio. A dangerous serve there from Merrill, and Virginia can't corral it in. That's back-to-back points here for Wake Forest. As a team, service aces 149 for Wake Forest coming into this. Nice back set, finds Matthews again. And that's off the fingertips at the front of the net. Side out will give it back to Virginia. Maddie Matthews, the senior from Charleston, South Carolina, 6 kills last match. And that Commonwealth clash between the Cavaliers and the Hokies. Grace Turner having a huge season, double-digit kills in 18 matches. She had 6 service aces earlier this year against North Carolina. Notches one there. A tricky serve. She'll try her hand at it again. And that just sails long on Turner, inches behind that back line. Smart to let it sail out was Emma Farrell, the ACC co-freshman of the week. 98 sets played for Farrell. Quick flip into the middle. Velasquez will set it back up. Here's Tatter, sends it across. Rolled over by the Demon Deacons. Virginia gives chase, and no one can keep that off the floor. Wake Forest back within 1. Demon Deacons coming off a heartbreaking 5-set loss in their last match against Duke. They led 2-1 entering that 4th set, just couldn't hang on to the lead. As Easton sets it up, goes cross-court on the dish. Suess couldn't pound that one through the block attempt. Well, look at it again. It was a good setup, but putting a roof over that ball. Tatter was in on it. Matthews had a piece of it as well. Kaylee Velasquez serves, got her start at libero for the first time this year back against Florida State. That return is long and out. Velasquez, the sophomore, her serve controlled by Wake Forest. Now over to that strong side. Suess gets it across, and it touches down. Peyton Suess, the senior out of Minnesota, had a season-high 54 attacks last match at Duke. Comes Phillips to serve, and it's handled by Virginia. Nice setup into the middle, but good recovery from Wake Forest. Suess able to fire that across with the left hand. Back-to-back kills for Peyton Suess. A .209 hit percentage for the senior Peyton Suess coming into this match. As Phillips set to serve again. Set it back up to Suess. Big swing and a deep dig on the opposite end. Cross-court swing. Suess at it again, able to tool that off the block. 3 straight kills from Peyton Suess, and we're even at 7. First contact off the serve is good for Virginia, and a nice setup into the middle finds Abby Tatter. They moved Tatter to the right side in that match against Virginia Tech. That's what head coach Shannon Wells said was one of the best parts about that victory, was moving her out of position. Now seeing her suit up at middle blocker. That ricochets off the block on the far side. At the attack line, nudged over. Into the middle, Velasquez can't dig that out. They found Olivia Frankie. She's hit 300 or better 15 times this year. It keeps Wake Forest on pace here with Virginia, even at 8. Sophomore Kalani Willick will come back in, this time to serve. 18 service aces for Willick this season, the sophomore out of Texas. That's a strong serve. Rolled back across by Gabby Easton. Just dumped it back over, and they weren't expecting that. Easton's had some strong play in the middle. The transfer out of Ole Miss and her career at Clemson. Very familiar with the ACC is Gabby Easton. Free ball. They joust for it, and Wake Forest gets the better of Virginia. As I was saying earlier, though, for Virginia and head coach Shannon Wells, she says that the first contact off services needs cleaned up, and the team needs to be patient. We mentioned those 11 receiving errors in their last meeting with the Demon Deacons. So far, so good in this opening stanza. They swing it cross court. Huge swing is turned away. Crawford couldn't bang it through. Look at it again, a nice setup. Gabby Easton getting a piece of that. It looked like Varicia Yan may have been in on that as well. Cavaliers running without their libero as Velasquez on the bench. Crawford, that time does get it through. Able to guide that off the outstretched arm of Maddie Matthews. Virginia's height up front can bother teams. They've tallied double-digit blocks in 10 matches this year, at least 17 times. The question is, will this Demon Deacons team try to hit high today around those blockers? Hitting high there is Maddie Matthews, going right down the middle. Floors that for the kill. Matthews has been productive this year. 6 times she's had at least 5 kills there in the middle. 5 matches in double figures kills. Out of play, Demon Deacons will celebrate. They're back even. One service ace so far for the Deeks in this opening set. They had 3 of their 6 total the last time they met Virginia in the opening set. As that's out on the attack, and Wake Forest will take their first lead of set number 1. Two early errors on the attack so far for Virginia. Now here's Easton with the swing. Well positioned there was Farrell to dig that out. Going cross court, here's Douglas from the weak side, but nothing weak about that. It gives Wake Forest a 2-point advantage here on the road. A nice little back set there from Fuentes, the Missouri transfer. Easton, good recovery, a nice setup to Tatter in the middle. And Abby Tatter able to put that down again. She leads this UVA team in blocks, but can get it done offensively as well. 125 kills coming into today. Long on the service. 2 errors, 2 aces on that service line early on here for Virginia, and the side out will give it to Farrell and the Demon Deacons. Right now a 62% side out percentage for this Wake Forest team. Another ace for the Deeks. Wake Forest hits 15 in this opening set. That takes us to a quick stoppage in play. Right now, the Demon Deacons a 61.5 side out percentage. 17 attacks, 9 kills, just 3 errors for the Deeks. It was an early Virginia lead thanks to a 3-0 scoring run quickly, but Wake Forest has responded well, hitting .353 right now. In fact, both of these teams hitting a robust number, 294 for Shannon Wells, Virginia Cavaliers. That defense for this UVA squad has been a sore spot this season. Entering the final week of the regular season, allowing the 2nd highest opponent hit percentage in the ACC. Only Syracuse is worse in that regard. That's starting to show up early. As mentioned, a .389, my apologies, hit percentage for Wake Forest. Good crowd on hand for this early Sunday match, and what is a busy day here on the campus of UVA in terms of athletics. NCAA men's soccer taking place, wrestling later on today, and then of course this. The last time these Cavaliers were in Memorial Gymnasium, it was a new attendance record they set against their in-state foes. Set up in the middle, Maddie Matthews just sneaks that in the far line. A good response coming out of the timeout break for Virginia. Matthews with 5 kills early on, paces all players. Here's Velasquez who will serve. Serves it into her own net. The service errors now starting to pile up here for Virginia early. 3 in this opening set. And extends the lead back to 3 for Wake Forest. Phillips, a little bit of a homecoming for her Virginia native as her serve handled by UVA. They swing it far side. Suess can't get it through. Suess tried to roll it over, was denied again. Wake Forest struggling to get it across the net. Fuentes plays it into her own net, and Virginia will gladly take the points off a rare offensive mistake early for Wake Forest. Ashley Lee's serve is handled by the Deacons. Suess does get it through that time. Just hit around the blockers on that far side. Well-placed ball by Peyton Suess. A former Miss Volleyball Minnesota finalist during her high school days. Suess will check out. In comes Willock again to serve. Those clips off the top of the net, but a good recovery there from Turner. Meanwhile, Virginia able to respond offensively. That hits the hardwood. Huge swing from Brooklyn Borum, an ACC freshman teamer a season ago. Now she serves it away. Set up to Crawford. And the Deeks can't recover after the rejection. Back-to-back points strung together here for Virginia. Cavaliers have done a good job in this opening set of not allowing these scoring runs for Wake Forest to grow. Meanwhile, a solo swat from Grace Turner. Right on that near side, there's Grace Turner, the outstretched arms. It's a 3-0 Virginia run, even at 17. Crawford off the blockers. Easton sets it up. Nice find to Jan. A couple of good digs there for Wake Forest. Dumped over by Easton, and Willock wasn't ready for it. Virginia storming all the way back to take a 1-point advantage. Shannon Wells talked yesterday about how her team has responded to adversity, says she loves the way they have answered the bell this season, doing it again today. That deflects off a Demon Deacon. It's a 5-0 Virginia scoring run, and Randy Smart says, I've seen enough. All smiles for Shannon Wells and these Cavaliers. 2-point lead over Wake Forest. Virginia's offense starting to find their rhythm. That was a key for Wells and the Cavaliers coming into this. She said that Wake Forest served UVA off the floor the last time they met. And she told me last night, bluntly, it was our worst performance of the year. Right now, this Cavalier offense hitting 4. A dig, a block, and a kill to her credit. Borum, the sophomore, her serve is away. They swing it to Crawford, who angles it off the block. And that will end the 5-0 Virginia run. Using that length of Virginia against them was Paige Crawford, who picks up her second kill of this match. Velasquez hauls in the Frankie serve. Nice find to Turner again, making a living today on that outside antenna. This is a great setup from Easton in the middle, finds Grace Turner. They joust again, Turner again having a big opening set. Give her 3 kills on 7 attacks. Quick flip into the middle. Now rolled over by Borum. Crawford loading up and angles that off the block again. Paige Crawford, just a freshman, such a strong presence on the outside. The Deeks trying to claw their way back into this. Randy Smart told me earlier this week, as rejected as Turner can't get it through. Randy Smart told me earlier this week that she also has liked the way her team has responded to adversity. They've had to change some things up as the season has gone on. Virginia will take a timeout. Missouri transfer Fuentes serves it off. Easton swings it cross court, nudged across by Turner. Angled off the block again, Crawford. Paige Crawford, now 5 kills to lead all Demon Deacon players, and we're even at 21. That's exactly what Wake Forest was looking for coming out of the timeout. Now a 3-0 scoring run. Their second such run of this opening set. Lee, the back set. Now here's Borum loading up is Turner. Turner again, rejected this time by Wake Forest, make it a 4-0 run. Turner just tried to blast that through the middle, and Wake Forest able to close off any openings. Second block of this match now for the Demon Deacons. Give them a service ace. Virginia will burn their final timeout of the opening set. A trademark Wake Forest scoring run, now 5-0 to take a 2-point advantage. Cavaliers still hitting .333, but they've tallied a couple more attack errors to their credit. Meanwhile, Wake Forest hasn't committed an error on the attack since that media timeout at the 15-point mark earlier in this set one. Forest has won 7 of the last 9 meetings in this series, dating back to 2016. It's a lengthy series, 55 all-time meetings between the Deeks and the Cavaliers. 1980 was when they first got going. Run 5-0 for Wake Forest. Fuentes will serve it away again. Good track down by Lee, able to keep it alive. Now Fuentes in the middle finds Ogogar, the West Virginia transfer. That makes it set point Wake Forest. What a way to storm back for the Demon Deacons. A great flip into the middle and the assist for Fuentes, her 12th already. Off the slide, Matthews, a little miscommunication between she and Easton, and that will clinch the opening set for Wake Forest, 25-21. Virginia fought hard but couldn't stave off a 7-0 scoring run for the Demon Deacons. They'll head to break here on ACC Network Extra. Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons closing out set one on a 7-0 scoring run. They take it 25-21. A couple of great points to seal it there at the end. Ogogar right down the middle, able to put it down, and then just an error on Virginia. The Demon Deacon offense got out of system early on. That's what Shannon Wells said this Virginia team wanted to do, was get them out of system. Virginia's defense did a good job of that early on, but a strong Wake Forest offense found its footing. They hit 105 in the final set. 5 errors, 7 kills on 19 attacks. Smart says that's been the biggest growing pain with what is a relatively young Wake Forest team. You look at some of the most productive players on their roster in the starting lineup, sophomores and freshmen. Smart says this Wake Forest team, she said, you know, this team's never made the tournament. They're still learning how to play with some of the top dogs and hold on to leads. We'll see if they can hold on to this 1-0 lead. We're back underway as Farrell sets it up. Here's Borum. Nice find in the middle. Great recovery, though, initially. And Ogogar just lobs it out of play. A nice find from Easton into the middle to Maddie Matthews. A great diving play to try to keep it alive. Easton, again, Matthews. This time, Demon Deacons were ready for it. Ogogar slams the door. She's tallied at least 1 block in every match she's played this season. 93 rejections coming into this contest for Emmy Ogogar, the West Virginia transfer. Easton able to track that out of play. That ricochets off a blocker, as does that. Nice back set, able to find Tatter. A good setup there from Gabby Easton. 11 assists now. Tatter back on the board with her 3rd kill of the match. Hitting an even 500. 3 kills on 6 attacks. Now here's Velasquez to serve it away. Huge swing coming, but turned away. A combo rejection for this Virginia team. Now 4 blocks today. Maricia Yan, the West Florida transfer, in on that. Yan, such a productive player at West Florida. A service ace for Velasquez. A quick 3-0 scoring run for Virginia after getting on the board first initially. Ogogar was turned away, now rolled across here by Wake Forest. At the attack line, Turner. Easton again in the middle. This time finds Jan. That sails long. The 3-0 scoring run gone just like that. Side out will give it to Wake Forest. At the attack line again, Turner. Easton back sets it, looking for Tatter again. Abby Tatter able to find the hardwood. Four of the last 5 points now have gone to Virginia, a 3-point lead. As in comes Ashley Lee, the sophomore from Texas, to serve. Suess rolled it over. And they joust for it again on the near side. Here's Borum. Dumped back over, a free ball opportunity capitalized on for Brooklyn Borum. Has tallied at least 6 kills 10 times. Borum now gets on the board with her first in this match. Again in the middle from the hardwood. Turner tried to dig that out. It was a nice find in the middle. Olivia Frankie, who's hit 300 or better 15 times this year. Right now hitting 300 is Frankie. Tricky serve there from Phillips. Borum was able to control it though. Cross-court swing finds Suess, and Suess finds the floor for the kill. That's Wake Forest's bread and butter right there. Good first contact after the serve. A nice setup. Borum loading up and rejected. Frankie got that right forearm up, and Borum couldn't pound it through. A 3-0 run now for Wake Forest to get back in it. At the attack line, Turner again, but able to pound it through. Virginia able to silence the 3-0 Wake scoring run. This Virginia offense needs to pick it up here. 0.77 hit percentage. Suess again goes right down the line. Peyton Suess having a big day, 6 kills, tied with Maddie Matthews for a game high. A look at this one again. Good dish to set it up from Fuentes, a 2-time All-SEC pick back in her days at Missouri, and Peyton Suess does the rest. Demon Deacons, though, can't capitalize, as that's a service error already. 4 combined service errors, just 1, though, for Wake Forest. Been able to stay relatively mistake-free so far today on that back row. Off the slide, Frankie tried to roll it over and was rejected. Here's Madison Morey in the contest for the first time. They find Maddie Matthews, and it makes contact on its way across. Maddie Matthews will pick up her 7th kill of this match. Fuentes, the setup, and on the near side, they found Crawford, but Crawford couldn't keep it down the line. Short serve there. Morey tried to fool them, and they were ready for it. Frankie Off the dish from Fuentes, goes cross court on the kill. It's that quick setup in the middle from Fuentes, who's been strong all day long. 16 assists, 5 digs, has a block as well. Overset by Borum. Demon Deacons couldn't capitalize off the free ball. Fuentes, the setup, finds Crawford. Again overset here by UVA. Dropped right in, an off-speed ball played to perfection. Paige Crawford again, now 7 kills, actually make it 6 kills for her. Tied for the Wake Forest team lead. Easton tried to dump, and Wake Forest had other ideas. Ogogar able to close off the opening at the front of the net. That's just high volleyball IQ there from Emi Ogogar, the senior. Matthews off the slide. A good setup again from Easton. That time they connect, and it ends the 3-0 Wake Forest scoring run. Matthews has been productive, hitting .545 right now, 8 kills, just 2 errors. Fuentes sets it up to Crawford. Now here's Easton. Nice find from Easton, and Tatter able to finish it off. 7th in the ACC in hit percentage this. Good response. Leading the way with 18 assists, 19 for Andrea Funtes on the opposite side for Wake Forest, as Farrell will have the serve. In the middle, quick find to Tatter, but Tatter plays it out. 4 straight points for the Demon Deacons. Borum controls the serve. Now Easton sets it up to her. Suess couldn't pound it through the first time, hung on the top of the net and just poked it over on the second effort. Peyton Suess sticking with it, 8 kills now. A look at it again. Fuentes oversets it. Now Velasquez. Here's Suess again, goes off speed. Good position for the dig was Fuentes as Tatter played it right to her. Just couldn't haul that one in. Abby Tatter now 7 kills for her. She'll immediately check out. A .462 hit percentage for the sophomore from San Diego, California. Strong line drive serve there from Johnson. Here's Suess, angles it off the blocker. Caught a piece of the arm of Varicia Jan, who has been a productive blocker up front for Virginia this year. At least 5 blocks in 7 matches this season. Jan off the back set from Easton, and that slide play running to perfection for Virginia. Easton picks up another assist, now 19. She's been involved all over the floor, 2 kills as an ace, 2 digs, and 2 blocks. Solo rejection coming in from Grace Turner. Short serve from Borum, tried to catch them sleeping, and on the other end, Wake Forest are able to catch Virginia flat-footed. The dump play works to perfection there from Andrea Funtes. She can get it on the offense occasionally. Fuentes this season, 42 total attacks, just an .095 hit percentage though. More of a facilitator, had 49 assists last match against Duke. And Jan this time goes off speed. Jan tries her hand again, pounds that through. Another good setup off the back set, and Jan goes right between the 2 blockers. They left just enough space. Cavaliers couldn't corral that one in. Wake Forest will take the serve off the side out as Morey will leave the floor for UVA. Fuentes sets it up to Crawford, who couldn't get it through. Well, Gogar did. Now Easton smacks it across. There's Crawford again, tooled off the block. Matthews. Maddie Matthews again, 9 kills on 12 attacks, keeping Virginia in this. Down by 1 are the Cavaliers. They'll look to Easton for the service call. Easton able to back set it over to Tatter, who was denied. Now she swings it cross court. Pushed across there by Grace Turner. Doesn't always have to be the prettiest play, whatever gets the job done, and that gets the job done for Grace Turner. Just shoveled it over the net. Shannon Wells and this Cavaliers team will take it. All knotted up at 20. Easton serves, sails to the right and out. The 5th service ace already for Virginia. And after all that work to get back in it and even things up, it's Wake Forest, the 1-point advantage, and the serve off the side out. Finds Tatter, buries that ball, back corner pocket, off a good setup again from Gabby Easton. 36 assists last match for Easton against Virginia Tech. Her 5th double-double of the year. Already up to 22 today. A high setup from Easton. Borum going at it, and Borum gets it through. sophomore Brooklyn Borum able to just blast that one through the block attempt. A look at it again. The Deeks had 2 on that far antenna. And forces a Wake Forest timeout, and Virginia has come all the way back to take a 1-point lead. Brooklyn Borum, 9 digs today, 3 kills, and a block to her credit. Shannon Wells said that her team needed to find offensive rhythm. Well, they found it, hitting 296 for the match overall, 275. Now it's just a matter of closing out things for Virginia. Much like that first set, had a late lead. Strong push at the end by Wake Forest, 7-0 scoring run. This one has been back and forth. Virginia showing great fight to get back in this second set, and now they do have the 1-point lead. Turner will serve off the Wake Forest timeout, has an ace to her credit today. Back to Crawford, who loads up and gets that through. Paige Crawford on the near pin again. The freshman out of Texas already with 7 kills. That knots things up at 22. Back and forth they go, and Crawford will serve. Free ball for Wake Forest, and they capitalize. Velasquez overset it off the reception, and Ogogar at the front of the net, wasting no time, giving Wake Forest the lead and forcing Shannon Wells' hand. A timeout taken by Virginia. Talked earlier in this. It's a 3-0 scoring run for Wake Forest. Cavaliers looking for a response coming out of the timeout. Crawford will serve for the set. Easton finds Tanner, who bangs that through and keeps Virginia alive within 1. That's a connection that's worked all day long. Tanner now with 9 kills. Wake Forest now wants to talk things over. They take their final timeout. Both these coaching staffs trying to strategically use the timeouts, break up any little momentum the other 8 digs, 2 assists this afternoon for Haley Velasquez. The sophomore out of Delaware who serves. Still Wake set point. Here's Suess, and Suess, across it goes, and to the hardwood it falls. Peyton Suess with 11 kills, a .435 hit percentage, and officially clinches a 2-0 lead for Wake Forest heading into the intermission break. "23 total attacks today for Peyton Suess. 11 of them have found the hardwood, and none bigger to this point than that kill. Just goes cross court, singling out Grace Turner. 11 kills, just 1 error for Peyton Suess, leading the way for this Wake Forest team. And that sends us to the intermission here inside Memorial Gymnasium. With our ACC Network crew, I'm Jake Griffith. Thanks for tuning in all afternoon long. A light Sunday afternoon in terms of volleyball around the country. Just 26 total matches. A handful of ranked teams in action. Speaking of ranked teams, how about that Louisville Pitt match earlier this week? Down in Louisville, Kentucky, a huge win for the Cardinal. As we're back underway, Ogogar couldn't get it through in the middle. It's Virginia starting off with the point for the 3rd consecutive set. Fuentes sets it up. Crawford rolled it over with the right hand. Paige Crawford. Another tally to her credit, give her 12. Crawford now has tallied, I should say, double-digit kills 16 times this year. Had a new career high last match of 21 against Duke. Too strong there from Abby Tatter. Back-to-back points now for Wake Forest. It's the errors that have reared their ugly head today for Virginia. They have 10, including that one. Six of those 10 came in that last set. Back-to-back errors now. Turner just couldn't keep that one down. Turner controls the Fuentes serve, now loading up and atones for the mistake earlier. That ends the 3-0 Wake run. Angled off the block by Grace Turner. Just stuffing the stat sheet today is Turner. 7 kills, does have 4 errors, but 2 assists, 2 digs, and 3 blocks. Crawford rolls that across. They find Tatter, and she's promptly turned away. Ogogar again got a piece of it. Virginia finding it increasingly difficult to get it through the net, and that's because of the presence of the senior Emmy Ogogar. Give her 5 blocks today, and she wins the serve back for the Demon Deacons. Find Suess. Good dig there from Velasquez. Tatter rejected again. This time does get it through. Tried the full extension, was Audrey Douglas. Just couldn't get the hand down in time. It's like they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Abby Tatter taking that to heart. The second effort works. Too short on the serve from Velasquez. That's Alaska's second service error of the afternoon. Set it up at the tape and find Turner. Grace Turner. They're going to find the bleachers on that ball. Now Turner with 8 kills, doing her part to keep Virginia in this. Maybe the most unheralded part of the play is the track down there from Borum out of play to keep it alive. Quick setup in the middle, finds Frankie. Olivia Frankie hits the hardwood again. That's now 6 kills for her on 11 attacks. She's hitting .364. Audrey Douglas will leave the floor, and back in comes Annabelle Daly. Swing from Easton, the cross-court attack successful from Borum. Another tight angle shot on the near pin from Borum, the sophomore. Now she rotates around to serve. Daly made first contact off the Borum service. No one there on the other end to keep the play going. That's a service ace for Borum. Good cross-court swing, finds Suess, but Suess can't get it through. Another rejection for Virginia, give them 8. It's a 1-point Cavalier lead. Lofted over on the serve from Borum. Here's Suess again. Again, Suess can't get it through. Give Virginia a 4-0 scoring run and give those blockers some credit. 8 rejections today. A near overset there. It was Fuentes who tried to save it and dump it over and couldn't. Have to love the way Virginia's playing right now. Still a lot of energy despite being down 2-0. That time Frankie couldn't get it through. Easton does dump it over. Easton again, they run the slide, looking for Jan. Here's Frankie. Does it make contact? It does not. No one touches it on its way out. Got too tight on that angle on the attack. Peyton Suess and the Demon Deacons able to answer. That ends a 6-0 UVA scoring run. Little off-speed ball here, and you see the adjustment hitting high now around the blockers. Just lobbed that over the top. Jousting for it, Easton was in on that, as was Crawford. The swing, Crawford. Now here's Turner. Blasts that one through, angled off the inside of the forearm, and looked like of Olivia Frankie, as Jan will exit for UVA. Another kill for Grace Turner, closing in on double figures kills with 9. Back set to Frankie. UVA was ready for it. And here's Turner again. Frankie in the middle, smacks it across, but smacks it too long. Fuentes, again they run the slide, able to find Frankie. The swing. Turner quite literally tried to just punch that one through and could not. This time Crawford, and does pound that through. Paige Crawford crushing that one. Able to get it through the block attempt and keep Wake Forest on pace. Demon Deacons still trailing by 4, but they get the serve back. Nice dump there from Gabby Easton. It's all about the eyes as Johnson will exit and Easton able to throw them off. Made it look like she was going to dish that and took full advantage of the opening in the middle of the floor. Ogogar goes cross court on the kill. Another beautiful setup from Andrea Funtes. A double-double for her, 26 assists, 11 digs. Now 6 kills, 5 blocks for Ogogar. Service ace, Wake Forest. They have just 4 today, a far cry from the 11 they had last time these teams locked up. That one looked like it might have been sailing long. Nonetheless, Borum kept it alive, and it pays off for UVA. Grace Turner again. Fuentes dishes it to Crawford, and Crawford able to angle it off those blockers on the far pin. Crawford now into double figures with 10 kills on 25 attacks. She's been relatively mistake-free today, just 3 errors in this match overall. Merrill lofts it over on the serve. Nice swing from Easton, finds Tatter, and Abby Tatter just cranks that one. They look to Velasquez, the libero, for the serve. Fuentes in the middle, finds Ogogar. Now a free ball here, tapped across. Audrey Douglas, the Auburn transfer, nudged over with the right hand. Wake Forest has been a step quicker to those free balls all afternoon. That gives the serve back to Farrell. Easton looking for Jan. Good recovery there by Fuentes. Great dig by Velasquez to keep it alive. Wake thought it was dead. And that one does come back to the hardwood. A great dig from Velasquez, but UVA couldn't keep the play alive. Loading up there was Borum, who was denied. A lot of energy now for Wake Forest. Back within 1 are the Demon Deacons. Again, overset, and this time it's Frankie quicker to it. Farrell serves for the 5th consecutive time. Now they swing it cross court. Borum. Suess. That's a good track down by Frankie out of play. Rolled across by Borum, just gets it through, and that disrupts the 4-0 Wake Forest run. All made possible by Velasquez tracking that one down all the way out of play. Strong serve comes in from Johnson. A big swing near side, sails long for Audrey Douglas. Johnson, the freshman out of Gainesville, Florida, had 4 aces last match. Velasquez to Douglas, who's denied. Now Suess, big swing, and that does get through. Peyton Suess, 13 kills. Just loading up there on the far antenna. A 321 hit percentage. Only Ogogar has hit higher so far today for Wake. Easton dishes it to Borum. Demon Deacons making the case that there was a tip at the front of the net. They look to Smart to perhaps challenge, and their head coach says, no, it's okay. Into the middle, Frankie off a good, quick dish from Andrea Funtes, the former Missouri Tiger. That's a great job by Fuentes. That ball looked like it might have been sailing toward the net or even over, able to just tap it back. Easton sets it up to Turner, who goes cross court on the kill. Back in comes Madison Morey, the junior out of Marietta, Georgia. Couldn't get it over the net on the service. She has had a service ace in 4 straight matches. None so far today, though. So a 1-point lead for UVA, but Wake will take it back off the side out. Near 60% side out percentage today for Wake Forest. Cross-court swing to Turner, who is denied again. A timeout taken. Grace Turner just couldn't pound that through, and who else but Emmy Ogogar, the West Virginia transfer, coming up huge again on the pins. That's now 8 blocks today for Wake Forest. Of those 8, Ogogar has had a hand in 6 of them. Frankie has 9 kills today, hit 190. And she serves it away to get play back going. A service ace, her first of the day. Randy Smart said earlier this week that this isn't a team that's going to make a highlight play or blow you out of the water on services, but right now her Demon Deacons with 5 aces, that's a good response for Virginia. Pull back even to the Cavaliers, 20 apiece. Easton finds Tatter, but Tatter couldn't get it across the net. That's a good finish to that point for Wake Forest, who struggled a little bit with the first contact off the serve. Very nearly Virginia had a service ace of their own. Fuentes, the service error, too strong on that, evens things up at 21. The errors keeping Virginia in this right now. That's the 3rd service error of this set alone. Nearly overset. Fuentes tried to track it down and couldn't corral it in enough time back to her teammate. That hits the hardwood. Looks as though Randy Smart is going to challenge this, and she will. As it stands at the moment, it's a 1-point Virginia lead. Play under review, though. We'll take a look at it here from our own angles. Smart trying to argue that maybe a Cavalier blocker there at the front of the net. You see the net shake just a little bit, maybe made some contact. It has to be indisputable evidence, though, to overturn it, and they do find that evidence. Now it's Shannon Wells having a word with Callie Davis, the far side official. A smart challenge there from Randy Smart. Now look at it here again. Keep an eye right there in the middle. The question was whether or not Virginia made contact with the ball on Wake Forest side of the net, and that is what the challenge ultimately overturned. That point for Wake Forest, so it's a 1-point Demon Deacon lead. Matthews couldn't get it through. Here's Tatter, also denied. The defense at the front of the net has been strong today for Wake Forest. A 2-point advantage thanks to their 9th block of the afternoon. We have another challenge here. The question is, did that ball carry him out off the block? That's the case Virginia's making. After a quick review, officials say no, it stayed in, so the point stands for Wake Forest. A late third set surge here for the Demon Deacons. And you see it there to the left side of your screen, just hitting the white tape. A set up to Tatter, a thunderous kill for Abby Tatter. Another great assist from Gabby Easton, her 34th. Late substitution for Wake Forest as Crawford will exit. It's Velasquez who serves, a 1-point deficit for Virginia. Tatter, after that last kill, 13 today. Fuentes finds a teammate in Douglas, who's denied, and even at 23. All afternoon long, this has been a great matchup of two strong blocking teams. 11 now for Virginia. Peyton Suess, though, makes it match point Wake Forest. Another good pass. Road losing streak. A win today would also clinch a winning record for Wake Forest for the 2nd straight season. That would be the first time since 1999 and 2000. The Demon Deacons have posted above 500 records in consecutive years. Finished 15 and 14 a season ago. will return home in their next match to take on Clemson. They find Abby Tatter, and like she has all afternoon long, doing her part to keep Virginia in the match. 14 kills. The serve into the net. Another error on the service line for Virginia, their 8th of the match. They'll look to Audrey Douglas for the service. Floated over for the match. A good track down by Johnson out of play. Here's Suess off speed. In the middle, they find Jan. Back to Suess. And Virginia pulls even again. The blocking has been a strength all afternoon long. That time it's Gabby Easton getting the hands up. Suess loading up, can't get it through. She'll try it again, this time rolled over. Johnson was there. Off speed, great full extension dig from Farrell. Another good dig, this time for Turner. Now here's Frankie going down the line and finds the hardwood. Olivia Frankie for the 10th time today. Officials will head to the replay monitor, play under review. You want to talk about a great dig. I hope you like pancakes, because Emma Farrell, full layout. Of course, have to give Grace Turner credit too, just a couple seconds ago in that replay. A good dig of her own. So after the replay review, the point is confirmed, a Wake Forest point. Peyton Suess will rotate around to serve. In comes Crawford. The heavy hitters on the floor right now for Randy Smart's Demon Deacons. Suess leading the way with 14 kills. They've relied on her all afternoon. She serves for the match and wins it for Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons pick up their first road victory since September 25th. After such a heartbreaking match against the Duke Blue Devils on the road in their last contest, they respond well and travel to Charlottesville, picking up a huge win. 27-25 in the third set. They win it in a clean sweep. Their 5th consecutive victory against the Virginia Cavaliers. And in a great show of respect and solidarity, the teams meeting after the match. A huge day for Peyton Suess. 14 kills, only had 1 service ace, but it was the one that clinched it for Wake Forest, who officially will post a winning record in 2022. Virginia gets double-figure kills from Abby Tatter with 14, Grace Turner with 11. Gabby Easton dishes out 35 assists. Virginia hits nearly 250, but it was not enough to overcome a great Wake Forest performance today. For our crew, I'm Jake Griffith saying so long from Memorial Gymnasium, where our final score, Wake Forest 3, Virginia 0. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Virginia will hit the road for their final 2 contests to close out the regular season. They dropped to 12-15. Deacs improved to 15-13 thanks to the 3-set victory.